Good morning, students. This is Rachna, Assistant Professor, Community Health Nursing in Metro College of Nursing. So today we will discuss about National ARI Control Program. ARI, Acute Respiratory Infections. Okay. So what is ARI Control Program? It was started in 1990 in India, and it was started to introduce scientific protocols for case management of pneumonia with cotrimoxazole. Since 1992, the program implemented as part of CSSM, Childhood Survival and Safe Motherhood program, and later with RCH, Reproductive and Child Health program. Under RCH2, it is implemented in an integrated way with other child health interventions. IMNCI ARI is managed according to IMNCI guidelines also. So what is the aim of ARI control program? National ARI control program. The program aims at reducing under 5 deaths due to pneumonia and other related childhood diseases. Its broad objective is to make sure that good quality of care is provided to under 5 children admitted with severe forms of pneumonia. The program's aim is early recognition and treatment of ARI conditions among children under the age of 5. So what is the vision of this program? The program's vision is to reduce mortality and morbidity of ARI in children under the age of 5. What are the objectives of National ARI Control Program? Firstly, to reduce the mortality under 5 years of age due to pneumonia. Second, to reduce the severity of and mortality from pneumonia in children. Third, to reduce the incidence of acute lower respiratory infections. Fourth, to reduce the severity and complications from acute upper respiratory infections. Fifth, to rationalize the use of drugs in ARI. So, how do we control ARI, acute respiratory infections? Firstly, by improving the primary medical care services and developing better methods for early detection, treatment and prevention of acute respiratory infections. It is the best way to control ARI. Then mortality rate due to pneumonia is reduced if treated correctly. Education of mothers is very important. So education of mothers about pneumonia, because compliance with treatment and seeking proper care when child is suffering, it determines outcome of the disease. So what are the WHO recommendations for management of ARI? Let's have a quick review. Firstly, clinical assessment. How do we clinically assess the child when there is any ARI suspected? What do we do for management? Firstly, clinical assessment, in that history taking and management, these are very important. And also note down the age, feeding habits, fever, convulsions, irregular breathing, history of treatment during the illness or any activity. Okay, then physical examination to be done. Firstly, count the breaths in 1 minute. Okay, breathing count depends on the age of the child, and count respiratory rate for a minute. Fast breathing is present when respiratory rate is 60 breaths per minute or more in a child less than 2 months of age. 50 per minute or more in child age 2 months up to 12 months or 1 year, you can say. Lastly, 40 breaths per minute or more in a child aged 12 months up to 5 years. Okay, this you must remember, these normal values of respiratory rates according to age. Then chest indrawing. Look for chest indrawing when child breathes in Child has in drawing if the lower chest wall goes in when the child breathes in. Okay. Child breaths in occurs when the effort required to breathe in is much greater than normal. Then there is some abnormal noise you can observe, that is called stridor. Stridor, it is a harsh noise while breathing in. It occurs due to narrowing of trachea, larynx or epiglottis. These conditions often called as croup. Then there is another abnormal sound that is called wheezing or wheeze. A child with wheeze makes a soft whistling noise or shows signs that breathing out is difficult. This is due to narrowing of the air passages. You can also check if there is any fever. So check for body temperature and check for cyanosis or sign of hypoxia in the child. Then malnutrition, you also have to assess the child for any malnutrition. If malnutrition is present, it's high risk and case fatality rates are higher. In severely malnourished children with pneumonia, fast breathing and chest indrawing may not be evident. If there is impaired or absent response to hypoxia and a weak or absent cough reflex, and careful evaluation and management is to be done in case of any malnutrition. So what in ARI control program, what is the incidence of ARI in children? We can observe that ARI is an episode of acute symptoms and signs resulting from infection of any part of respiratory tract and related structures. It constitutes 22 to 66% of outpatients and 12 to 45% of inpatient. In India, 10 to 50 children die per 10,000 episodes of ARI. Okay, this is the incidence. So crux of the program, or the you can say main point of the program, is to identify children with ARI at the community level by training the field workers to recognize easily and reliably identifiable clinical signs of ARI and early reference. These 3 steps, which is given by WHO as per protocol of ARI control and prevention or ARI management, these are: first one is case finding and assessment, second case classification, and third is institution of appropriate therapy. So first one is case finding and assessment. In that, cough and difficult breathing in children less than 5 years of age we can assess. Then fever is not an efficient criteria. Children grouped into 2. First is infant less than 2 months and older. These 2 groups. So specific signs to be looked in younger children like feeding difficulty, lethargy, hypothermia and convulsions. In infants less than 2 months, pneumonia is diagnosed if respiratory rate is 60 breaths per minute with other clinical signs. All should be hospitalized. All should receive IV medications. Minimum duration of 10 days hospitalization. Then combination of ampicillin and gentamicin is to be administered. Then step 3 is institution of appropriate therapy. So in that we have to administer the antibiotics as per the condition of the patient. Okay. Then prevention of ARI. For that, breastfeeding infants exclusively for the first 6 months breast milk has excellent nutritional value and it contains the mother's antibodies which help to protect the infant from infection. So exclusive breastfeeding is very important in prevention of ARI. No other food or drinks, not even water, for first 6 months of life. Second, avoiding irritation of the respiratory tract by indoor air pollution such as smoke from cooking fires. Avoid the use of dried cow dung as fuel for indoor fires. जो चूल्हा जला के जो खाना बनाते हैं, बच्चों को उस चीज़ से दूर रखना चाहिए, ठीक है। किसी भी तरह का कोई पॉल्यूशन है उससे दूर रखना चाहिए, ठीक है। उसके बाद है इम्यूनाइजेशन ऑफ ऑल चिल्ड्रन विद द रूटीन एक्सपेंडेड प्रोग्राम ऑन इम्यूनाइजेशन के उनका जो रूटीन इम्यूनाइजेशन होना चाहिए बच्चों का। फीडिंग चिल्ड्रन विद एडिक्वेट अमाउंट्स ऑफ वेरीड एंड न्यूट्रिशियस फूड to keep their immune system strong. Control the spread of respiratory bacteria by educating patients to avoid contact as much as possible between their children and patients who have ARI. So children has to be kept separated from the patients with ARIs. So this we have to educate to the parents of the children. Then people with ARIs should cough or sneeze away from others. Hold a cloth to the nose and mouth to catch the airborne droplets when coughing or sneezing. Then immunization also increases control by reducing the reservoir of infection in the community and increasing the level of herd immunity. So how do we do the immunization in cases of ARIs? We have measles vaccine. For that measles vaccine, it is administered at 9 months of life. Pneumonia is a serious complication of measles, so reducing the incidence of measles helps reduce death from pneumonia. It is a live attenuated vaccine, and it is freezed as a dried product, and administration is subcutaneously and dose is 0.5 ml. So this is all about measles vaccine. Now Hib or Haemophilus influenza B vaccine. It is most important cause of death due to meningitis and pneumonia in developing countries. So it is available for more than a decade. We are using this vaccine from more than a decade. It is expensive, and it is included in the IAP immunization schedule. Combined preparation with DPT and poliomyelitis. We can also give it in the form of combined preparation. Okay, 3 or 4 doses are given depending on the type of vaccine, and the schedule is 6th week, 10th week, 14th week, and booster dose after 12 to 18 months of life. Then vaccine is not offered to children more than 24 months. Okay. Then pneumococcal vaccine, there are 2 types of pneumococcal vaccine. One is PPV23. It is polysaccharide non-conjugate vaccine containing capsular antigen of 23 serotypes against this infection. Children under 2 years and immunocompromised do not respond well to this vaccine. Select groups sickle cell disease, chronic heart disease, diabetes mellitus, organ transplant, etc. These are the selected groups. The dose is 0.5 ml. Administration is intramuscularly in the deltoid muscle. Then second pneumococcal vaccine is PCV7, pneumococcal conjugate vaccine. New vaccine suitable. It is the new vaccine suitable for infants and toddlers. It is included in the IAP immunization schedule. It is induced at cell-dependent immune. It induces cell-dependent immune response, and it prevents pneumococcal pneumonia and meningitis. Moderately effective against otitis media. The dose is given at 6th, 10th, 14th week, and booster dose after 12 months, or you can also give 2nd month, 4th month, 6th month, and booster dose after 12 months. Administration is intramuscularly. So this is all about National ARI Control Program in India. So if any query, you can ask me anytime. Thank you so much.